Hey everybody, welcome back to the Benefits Cool Down. That right there is Sam Obasanya, or actually we'll be on Zoom. Should I point this way? Should I point that way? I don't know. I'm Eric Silverman, otherwise known as Ted Lasso. And Sam, Ed, whatever you want to call yourself today, I'm going to read you a really fun quote. This is Ted Lasso talking to Jamie Tart and Roy Kent at the same time. All right, you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
I want you to unpack this, okay? Now, listen, you two knuckleheads have split our locker room in half. And when it comes to locker rooms, I like them just like my mother's bathing suits. I only want to see them in one piece. You hear? What do you say about that, my friend?
That's a good one. I remember this scene as well. But this also just, the term locker room, which I think is pretty interesting, is more than just a physical setting, right? The locker room is just more the ethos within the team and the camaraderie within the team too. So it's also, metaphorically speaking, a way to kind of, compare everyone's attitudes towards each other. And are we, one out of one on the field, or are we 1 out of 11, right? And so, this takes me back to, my soccer days back in the day, and some of those, sometimes those things happen when you have egos within the team or things of that nature. And I think a lot of that same kind of ethos within a soccer team or football team or any sports for that matter, where it's a team sport, can resonate really well within a business setting. If you have two people that are knuckleheads, just like the quote says, and are egos and are trying to row the boat in two completely different directions, what is the rest of the team supposed to do? Do they follow one person or the other? Do you end up turning it into a click or multiple clicks at that point? And I think that is something that makes a lot of sense, especially in fourth quarter, right? Obviously, we're still in fourth quarter and or dealing with the aftermath of fourth quarter, if you will. And ultimately, as leaders within an organization, and I think this is more than just a brokerage world, this could be in any business really, in that matter. From a leadership perspective, it really makes sense to spend time collaborating and ensuring that everyone believes, as the back of your screen says there, right above the door. We need to make sure that we're believing within, somewhat of the same thing and rowing that boat in the same direction. And making sure those egos are checked at the door, right? When we step into that locker room together, that business setting together, a Zoom meeting together, and when we leave those settings too, are we trying to set our team up for success, right? How good is it if I have an ego and all I do is throw my teammates under the bus, right? Does that make Nielsen Benefits look good? No, it makes us actually look worse, right? It actually makes me look worse too, as an individual, as a business professional. And so, there's even settings where maybe something's happening with a teammate, and I'm going to have their back, and hopefully they do the same thing. And clients are going to see that, and vendor partners are going to see that, and they're going to see the teamwork within us. And fortunately, lately, we've been hearing great feedback and how people enjoy working with our team. And I think part of that has to do with the fact that we have each other's backs at the end of the day. But I do think that starts at the top. And I'm glad that Ted Lasso in this quote, is calling them out directly, saying that they're, splitting the locker room. And it's true. You watch the show, you'll see that, right? That's so true of any business at the same time. But what do you think when it comes to this?
No, I think you're spot on. I'm still just trying to make sure I don't picture anybody's mom in their one-piece bathing suit. So yeah, there's that. No, look, man, you said it all. I think the key is rowing the boat in the same direction, right? And again, it applies in all sports, all groups, all organizations, all teams, for-profit and nonprofit alike. So I don't have anything else really to add. Appreciate you chiming in. And as always, anybody listening, appreciate you listening and tuning in. Stay tuned for next week, where we're going to have another Benefits Cool Down Ted Lasso edition. That's Sam and Ed. This is Eric and Ted. And we'll see you then. Thanks, everybody.